Hey, you beautiful bastards, and welcome to the Snark Lounge. I'm Snarky, aka wait, no, other way around. Had to think about that for a minute. Hey, guys. I can't see a thing in these things. I don't know why I'm wearing those. I need to actually wear my glasses. Hey, I can see. It's amazing. It's amazing what happens when you actually put proper glasses on. All right, how's the sound? Can everybody hear me? Yay, nice, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs all around. So actually, yeah, Bunny's in the house. Hi, honey, how you doing? So she's not literally in the house, but yes. I had a great question just prior to the show. Bowen wanted to know, hey, Snarky Guy, why is 1 hour later used to be 20 o'clock? That's because of daylight savings time in the U.S., and I wanted to give everyone a chance to actually, watch us at a regular time. So yeah, that is the reason there. So Bowen says loud and clear. Cool. Nice. By the way, did you guys notice they have the, yeah, I kind of like that poster back there. I thought that was kind of cool. All right. So we have a lot to talk about tonight. To answer someone else's question, no, I didn't actually invite a lot of guests tonight. I had someone from the Shanghai Daily newspaper. He was supposed to attend, and he didn't. And that's okay. These things happen. So that's okay. Guys, we're going to be talking about, this is going to be kind of like my 2021 recap and where we're going in 2022. Talk about some things that have been happening, some things we've seen. And yes, so in short order, my goals for 2022 is to accomplish the goals I set for myself in 2021, which I should have done in 2020 because I made a promise to myself in 2019, which I planned in 2018. Does that make perfect sense? There you go. So cool beans. And yes, he's come on, man. Come on, buddy. Come on. Relax. Skittles is like, what you need to show us the back. You guys want to see the back of this shirt? Is that cool? So yeah. So thank you. I just got a kitty kiss. I got a kitty kiss for that. So all right. Can you get down for a while, buddy? Is that okay? Do you mind? Okay. So all right. Yep. So Bowen says he got the vaccine. Boom. Vaccine. Boom. Mood light. As Walkabout Rojo says, that's my sexy mood light. So there you go. So yeah, gotta get the vaccine. I heard someone says you can if you get enough vaccines, they'll like give you like the loyalty card, and you can like trade it in for like a hamburger at some point or something. I don't know. So he can give you a French kiss. Yes. True story though. I actually Bunny's in Hong Kong right now, and I was having this amazing dream that she was kissing me, and I woke up and Skittles is on my mouth. Thanks, boy. I appreciate that. But I want to ask, what vaccine did you get? Great question. In China, you have the option of the China vaccine or the China vaccine. I got the China vaccine. Actually, there's two of them. There's Sinovac and Sinopharm. And my understanding is the Sinovac is kind of the general malaise one for everybody, and the Sinopharm is kind of for the government officials. I don't know that for a fact. That's what I've heard. I got the Sinopharm. I got 2 jabs, so I am fully vaccinated. Yahoo, go me. So yeah, there it is. So while we're waiting for a couple more people to come to the stream, I am going to start making some chocolate milk. So while I'm doing that, I am going to just throw this up here because I am sure there is somebody out there who would like to be part of the show. Oh, window into micro says, I got the booster jab. How many boosters did you get? I heard that in the States are like on their 4th one now. Is that correct? So yes, I'm making some chocolate milk. So we're going to start this chocolate milk with some chocolate. So every now and then I just kind of get a little bit of a hankering for some. Oh yes, look at that. Oh yeah, right. Yes, that's the good stuff right there. Now you're supposed to put like 1 squeeze in. I kind of like to put like a little more than you should. So nobody tell my wife, okay? So yeah, there we go. Got a little chocolate in the bottom there. The real key is not to drip it on your shirt because it will stain. And then you go with the handy dandy milk in a box. This would be, don't mind me. I'm just milking myself, ladies and gentlemen. So you ever wonder who the first person was who actually milked a cow and decided, hey, I bet that tastes good. Let's try what that is, right? And yeah, one of those things. So Israel is giving 4th jabs to people. I did not know that. My wife is usually abreast on most of these things pretty well. So I heard in the States they were giving the 3rd to a lot of people, but I was not aware if they're actually already in tune for the 4th. So yeah, there it is. So and there we have it. So cool. All right. Wipe up my mess a little bit. There we go. Just like that never happened. But bam. All right. So do you think I'm blind? Nobody tells my wife. Walkabout Rojo, that's not milk. You know, Paul, I was just thinking about you this week. I went down for a little Carl's Jr., and I had kind of a bad trip down to Carl's Jr. I went down there, and had me the Carl's Double with some onion rings and a big chocolate milkshake. And man, oh my goodness, it was like Montezuma's Revenge hit me. And oh, my gut was just, in the worst of places after that. So chocolate milk, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's good stuff too. That is good stuff. All right. So yes, it's all Walkabout Rehearsal. So you got the third last week. Oh, so I did not wear if in Shanghai that we're allowed to get the third jab yet, but I should start looking into that. So $6 burger. Yes. I would love a good $6 burger. There you go. So all right. So we're going to start by talking about what's been going on in this year. Oh my goodness, love some onion rings. I'm telling you, man. So onion rings are one of those things, they either get it right or they get it right away. And usually if you get them fresh from Carl's Jr., they're pretty good. But if you get a Waimai, that's delivery, little guys in the scooters that run around all over Shanghai. It's like bikers in the blue and the yellow. It's usually kind of soggy how it gets to you. So I don't really like to order onion rings Waimai. I generally prefer to order them fresh. It's one of those things. So 2021 has been kind of a bummo year in a lot of ways. So what is this? Only 50% effective. Moving on. Yeah, 2021 has kind of been a bummo year. Started off almost a year ago. It will be a year ago coming up here on the 24th that my mom passed away. And that just kind of sucked my video mojo, if you will. I'm going to, by the way, as I'm talking, I want to throw this link up here in the chat room. If any of you guys were wanting to join the broadcast, you are more than welcome, of course. So, okay, there we go. So, hey, it is Mr. Jamaica Funk, the man, the myth, the legend, the gene. The White Castle went to in Shanghai closed. Which White Castle? There was a couple. There was one in Zhongshan Park and one in Nanjing Shilu. So, which one? I was actually thinking about going there the other day. It'd be nice to know which one closed. So, hopefully there's still one open. I noticed that a lot of the Papa John's in Shanghai is closed as well, which is not a good thing. So I do enjoy me some Papa John's. So I wasn't sure if it was all those restaurants that are closing or just some of them. Anyway, mom passed, big bummo. And oh my goodness, we found out quickly that yes, I remember we both hung out there. We met a guy named Peng that was over 7 foot tall. Got his contact information. So yeah, that was kind of cool place. But yeah, if that one was the one that closed down, that's one pretty close to my house. So total bummer if it closed down. So yeah, mom passed, and my wife and I found out quickly getting all the paperwork to get an American buried in China may actually be more trouble than buying a house in China. You got to go all over the place. You have to go to the local police department and declare that a foreigner has passed away. Then they want documents, lots of documents. As a matter of fact, so we had to go back and forth between police departments, several of them, because there was a lot of police departments that did not want to actually take the information because they don't want a report of a foreigner having died in China. Kind of messes with their books, I guess. So we had to go to the American consulate, get all the paperwork, death certificates, the local death certificates from the hospital, get those, stamps, everything stamps in China, stamp on your forehead, stamp, pull on your pants, stamp, and all these stamps everywhere. And then go back to get the consular's death certificate, take that back. And it was just a pain in the bottom doing all that. Finally got that all done. Got mom to the funeral home, and it was kind of creepy actually, because they actually kind of making her mouth like a really funny smile as she's there. Then they put her on the little thing to go into the furnace. It's like a mini airport there. They got one in use, two not in use, three, and like little mini runways going to different furnaces and whatever else. And then they ask you to come back in like 3 hours to pick up the ashes. Except when we come back, it's not just ashes. It's literally mom's skeleton. Literally mom's skeleton. There's some dude, a little hammer, just got working on, breaking up parts of her bones to put inside the urn. Wow, that was creepy. That was super creepy. So we got, and they kind of suckered me for more money, saying because mom was a bigger lady, but I guess all your skeleton is kind of the same size. I guess, I don't know. So, hey, Bowen's in the house. Let's go ahead and Bowen. Hey, man, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
How is Bowen doing this evening?
Kind of unusual.
Why is that?
Have to wear long sleeves and long pants now.
Is it because it's getting cold, or you just decided you want to be a little more, less formal?
It's a little cooler than usual.
How cold is it there?
It gets, by the time this show finishes, it'll be like 16 degrees.
You see, it's been down to like 0 and like -4 in Shanghai.
Oh, right. Not even close.
That's like, that's Celsius, by the way, for those of you who are in America and Canada and some parts of Europe. That'll be down to like, 50, 40, and yes, 32 is freezing in Fahrenheit. So below that. So
we had about 2 days of, we had about 1 or 2 days of like 8 or 12 degrees.
Yeah.
But that was only 2 days.
Well, I don't know what to say about that. Today it actually got up to 16 in Shanghai. So I took the bike for a long cruise, my e-hog, electric scooter. So that was kind of nice. But yeah. So Paul's saying people don't go out. It's cold. Yeah. And of course, he went camping. Of course he did.
Not following his own advice.
There you go. So, I love this comment here. In Germany, the bureaucracy is so bad, you're not allowed to die without the government's permission. Man, what's up with that? Dear government, I would like to die. Do I have your permission? That would be kind of terrible. So, yeah. Hong Kong is a little warmer, thankfully, than up here in Shanghai. But I guess in some parts of China, it's like absolutely frigid, like up in like Heilongjiang and places like that. So, wow.
Heilongjiang gets like minus 40 or minus 60 or something like that.
Yeah, I get chills just thinking about that. So, we want the papers, please. You give us some papers, and we will allow you to die.
What kind of papers are there?
So,
what kind of papers is he talking about?
Someone was claiming, Shays was saying earlier in Germany, the bureaucracy is so bad you're not allowed to die without the government's permission. So, there it is. That's like
the unvaccinated. It's like I'm choosing to die. The anti-vax movement in the States is crazy.
Yeah, I was just having a conversation last night with one of my best friends talking about how, it's my right not to get vaccinated. It's my right not to wear a mask. And
yeah, led by Kyrie Irving, and Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, man. I don't know. I kind of think we have vaccinations for a reason, I mean, that's why we don't have polio and smallpox and, and Ebola in places.
Smallpox?
Smallpox.
There's
you ever hear smallpox?
Yeah, but you said smartpox or something.
Smallpox. Small. So.
Yeah, but
yeah. So, yeah, a lot of those diseases, they pretty much nipped in the bud entirely. But, yeah, it's one of those things, man. So did you have a good 2021?
Yeah, well, still the government keeps telling us that the seating arrangement went from 4 to 8 to 12 in restaurants. But they're still debating whether it's 70% for the entire restaurant, for whole restaurants. Is it 70% or 80% or what? They're still debating that here.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was in Hong Kong during the summer, they said the tables are not allowed to have more than 4, but the restaurants are pretty much maxed out anyway, even if 4 per table. So I don't know. It's one of those things.
Yeah,
so,
it's like you can have 12 per table. It's like you can have 12 per table, but overall the restaurant is only allowed to be 7%. Is only allowed to be 70% full. So I mean, I don't know how that works.
No, I don't know how it works either. Here in Shanghai, it's a little bit different. Unlike in Hong Kong, where you pretty much have to wear your mask everywhere you go. In Shanghai, you only have to wear the mask on the metro, the buses, and some shopping malls. When you first walk in, they want your green code, and then you can rip the mask off.
Yeah, but the numbers on the mainland are going up again, right?
That's what they say. I don't know. It's hard to get good concrete data on that. So who knows? Who knows? I can tell you that, I've been careful, even in places I don't have to wear the mask. Like today, when I went out on my scooter, I wore the mask anyway. And, I just try to avoid areas that have a big concentration of people, which isn't always possible in a city of 24 million, mind you. But, yeah, it is what it is. So, but all right. So, anyway, I'm going to get back to my story. Bowen, I appreciate you dropping by. Do you have any other comments for everyone else
Okay, so you're going to go back to the general conversation, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to conversation. Do you have anything? I'm gonna move on here. So we have a lot of things I want to get all right,
through cool. The show. I'll pop back to the general
there you go.
General viewing.
All right, man. Good having you on board again, sir. Always a pleasure.
Yep.
So, any case, get mom buried finally, and in the process, something hit my leg. I thought it was a twig. Seems I may have gotten bit by a snake, according to places. Bunny says, Hong Kong got promoted to have one job if you want to dine in. There you go. So, I wonder if they'd have that on the menu. Would you like the soup of the day, the jab? Would you like an ice cream cone? That'd be kind of fun. So, any case, moving forward after that whole kerfuffle with mom, I had the pleasure of getting my ribs broken here in Shanghai. And for those of you who didn't catch that story, the short and skinny is I was on the metro. This is going to be it's going on a month and a half ago now. I was on the metro and I was trying to get off. And in Shanghai, the metro is such that a lot of people, so back in the general audience, woohoo! So, always a pleasure seeing you again, Bowen. Always a pleasure, my friend. Anyway, when you're getting off the metro, a lot of people kind of see you as an obstacle to them getting on. So they kind of push, shove, and, give you an elbow and whatever else. Usually it's the old ladies who give you a little elbow in the chops to try to muscle the way into the metro. In my case, it was a little old guy who was fortunate enough to show me the business end of his umbrella. Poked me right in the side. And, oh my goodness, it was like being kicked by a mule. Actually, in truth, I've never been kicked by a mule, so I don't know what that feels like. But so I went down, got up. The metro was already gone at this point, and I was like, oh. So I kind of stumbled home, told my wife, and broke my ribs. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. Told my wife, and so we went to the hospital. Now, in Shanghai, you've pretty much got 2 options for the hospital. You have the general malaise hospital where everybody goes to, and then you have the creme de la creme upper echelon cream pie foreigner hospitals that cost a little more bread. The The new Reno 911 is searching for a Q movie is the worst movie ever made. No, dude, no. That was the new Matrix movie, and that sucked donkey balls. Seriously. A movie that is so bad that it ruins a trilogy of movies you love from over 20 years ago. If it's that bad, it's bad. Any case, so went to the Shanghai hospital, went to the Huashan Fudan University Hospital here in Shanghai. And the process is pretty straightforward. You have a little card with the QR code on it. You go up to the machine, you beep, you pay your 25 RMB to get seen by someone else. And it's pretty much like a cattle call. You go up there and, everybody else, and you kind of hold their shirt. Oh, and they're like, oh, well, you need a CT scan. You need an MRI or whatever else. And they schedule you for that. So, okay, no problem. I go for the CT scan, which is basically where they lay on a little table and they push the table in and out of a donut a couple times. Kind of totally looks like I'm making a dirty symbol here, doesn't it? And it's only 250 RMB. That's like $40 US. That ain't expensive. So wait, the third Matrix movie sucked. Yeah, it did, but it sucked worse than that. So the foreign hospital a YouTuber called Patrick, he calls himself, I've talked to him. I have him on my WeChat, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I know that guy. Anyway, so you gotta line up, and they, just like a cow, you stand in line, you go up here, they milk you a couple times, check your temperature, whatever else, and you have to give them a whole bunch of information, your ID card, your passport, letter from your third grade teacher, 2 vital organs, their choice, and then finally, bam, you go up and you get your CT scan, and it comes back and said, oh yeah, you're good, no broken bones, no anything wrong, and like, okay, great. So, did you watch Spider-Man? No, I haven't. It didn't release, just like Shang-Chi did not release in Shanghai or in China. I heard they didn't release Shang-Chi Legend of the Ten Rings because of like a 4-second scene with a number on the bus driver's shoulder. Now, I don't know why they didn't release Spider-Man No Home, but haven't, and I don't really want to see the cam. The cam copies where people go and hold a video camera and they cinema. I don't really want to watch that. I want to watch a good copy, so I haven't seen it yet. No spoilers. So yes. When he says the VIP department of the hospital, or the private one, yes, basically. So anyway, finally, he went back to Singapore. There you go. When he says provide medical staff can speak English and the generated English report. Yep. So yes, that's basically the difference between the local hospital and the foreigner one. Is basically they're geared more towards speaking the English and talking to you in the English terminology and speaking to you more better. So anyway, but yeah, after a couple weeks, I was still hurting pretty bad. And although they told me nothing was wrong, I was still in a lot of pain. So I decided to go back to the hospital, this time to the, so what do you think of the way, I'm kind of all over here tonight, what do you think of the way the Marvel treated Kingpin in the finale of Hawkeye? Actually, I kind of liked it. I kind of liked the way they did that. Because Kingpin is traditionally a villain of Daredevil. And Hawkeye, although in the I think was the 2016 comic run of Hawkeye, he did fight Kingpin a little bit, but they even had the costume, the bad Hawaiian shirt with the blazer and everything. Loved it. So that really opens up Daredevil to go back into the MCU, doesn't it? There you go. Anyway, so I decided to go back to the hospital, this time to the foreign only one, the VIP, and got another CT scan. And this time they come back and say, yep, you got 2 broken ribs. And I'm thinking, how did they miss that? And they're like, well, you want to, they offered me something that was pink and looked suspiciously like a male bra, or as they see on Seinfeld, the bro. But as it turns out, they didn't have one of my size anyway. So they said I should just stay off my ribs. Okay. And it'll eventually heal in about 2 to 3 months. So it's getting better. a little bit at a time, but laying on that left side is oh, and now some more. So, Gene says, I've seen Spider-Man posters in the mall here, which means I think it'll be released once the movie theater's back open. I hope so. I would love to see that. I'm really itching to see how that scenario goes. So, broken ribs sound like bleak injuries that baseball players no laughing matter. That's true. And especially, you don't want to be laughing when you have broken ribs. So, they didn't offer you. They asked me to buy it on Taobao. They had one there, but it was the wrong size. That's why they asked you to buy one on Taobao. So, hey, Bunny, yeah, my Chinese is no good. Yeah, that makes two of us. What a Zhongwen Fei Cheng Zhao Gao. True story. Anyway, so yeah. In any case, Kingpin was a Spidey villain when I read the comics. Vincent D'Onofrio is an excellent Kingpin. Yes, he is. He actually nails it. Honestly, a lot more. They had can't remember his name. I'm sure that Jamaica Punkle knows his name right off. The big the big black guy that was in the Green Mile. They had him as the Kingpin in the Ben Affleck Daredevil, but I wasn't as convinced, you know. I think the new guy is just a wonderful Kingpin. So yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, broken ribs. Finished out my 2021 since Bunny's in Hong Kong right now. We shared a nice tin of cat food with Skittles for the new year. Actually, he had the cat food. I just had some chocolate milk. That's good. So yeah. Buddy told me about this wonderful Italian restaurant to go to, to celebrate the new year. So I went, got off work, went there, and I got there, and the guy asked me to show my my little QR code to make sure I'm not among the plague bearers. I did, and as soon as I got on, he said, just one people, go away. We're only serving 2 people or more tonight. I'm like, okay, fine. So, hey, Snarky of Uncle Passion, we check Smar World. True story. Yeah. I got a lot of funky, cool people on my WeChat. Anyway, so I got turned away from the Italian restaurant on New Year's Eve. So I ended up walking to a nearby Mexican restaurant. It's called The Cactus. Bunny thinks I go there too much. So don't worry, I've given the restaurant a bad review on. Oh, there you go. Thanks, sweetie. Appreciate that. So, how would you react if Marvel announces Spider-Man 4, Tobey Maguire, Daredevil Season 4, and Amazing Spider-Man 3? Yes, and I'm not an Andrew Garfield fan. Sorry, not at all. Michael Duncan, Clark Duncan. Yes, he was the best thing about that Ben Affleck Daredevil. You're right. I wasn't buying Affleck as Daredevil. I don't really buy him as Batman either. I'm sorry if you like Affleck as Batman. Not a fan. So I do love that in the new Flash movie, they're supposedly bringing back what's his name? 1989 Batman. Why am I blanking on his name? As a recall of Batman. So yeah. So there it is. So anyway, so yeah, we ended up going to a little Mexican restaurant, had tacos for one, and my milkshake was free because it took them 40 minutes to actually deliver it. So yay. Ended up walking home, past a local couple on the street with a very thoughtful girlfriend giving her boyfriend an impromptu prostate exam. Wasn't that nice? Wasn't it? Yeah, it was. So true story. So yeah, moving forward, watched some holiday movies last couple of days because we do have a little bit. Keaton, thank you, Michael Keaton. Thank you. Why am I blanking on Keaton tonight? So he may have been the best Batman. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I think he was absolutely one of the best Batman. Much better than George Clooney. So Uncle Patrick stayed in China too long, I think. Yeah, a lot of people do. Some people come for the long haul. Some people are temporary, visitors. It's just kind of the nature of it. So true story. He agrees. So, and he's also a Carl's Jr. fan. There you go. So yeah, watching some old holiday movies. They gave us a 3-day weekend for Christmas and another 3-day for New Year. So, and we've got 2 weeks, bam, before we get a month-long vacation for CNY. Ooh, yeah. So, hey Bunny, is Dan Ping Chinese Yelp? Yeah, basically it is. It is. You got a bunch of reviews, menus, that sort of stuff, and thumbs up, thumbs down, and can leave a review. So that's always nice. So been watching a lot of holiday movies, and you notice the funny thing about holiday movies, when you start watching them, you kind of pick out the plot holes in those. What do you think of Robert Pattinson's this new Batman? To be honest, I don't hate him. I know that's a terrible way, and it's not really a compliment, yes or no. I don't hate him as Batman. I thought George Clooney was just terrible as Batman. They gave Batman nipples. Why would you give Batman nipples? That doesn't even make sense. They did, though. I didn't really care for Val Kilmer as Batman. Val Kilmer was good as Iceman in Top Gun. Voiced Kit in the new reimagined Knight Rider. That was kind of fun. And but Val Kilmer's Batman, I wasn't buying that either. Robert Pattinson, he's not bad. He doesn't have the I don't know, he just doesn't have the bat feel, what I think of the bat feel. But then I don't think Adam West did either. Adam West was just too kind of comical. That was more of a satire than anything else. But anyway, so yeah, I've been watching some holiday movies and kind of picking apart the plot holes in them, as you do. Like the old Home Alone. Start thinking, how is it possible the entire McAllister family would oversleep until 8 a.m. with that many kids in the house? You ever think about that? I thought about that. So Clooney was the worst, but yes, you're right. Clooney's got some serious acting chops, and I think he just destroyed, and not in a good way, Batman. So best holiday movies, Scrooged, yes. Christmas Vacation, yes. Die Hard, I absolutely agree. It is a Christmas movie. Yes. Did you know, by the way, about Die Hard? Alan Rickman, the main villain in that movie, they were going to drop him off the side of the building, the Nakatomi Plaza. They were going to drop off the side of the building, which is a movie set, and they were going to let him drop about 20 feet down into like a little thing there. And they told him they were going to drop him on 3. I said, okay, you ready? Ready. 1. They dropped him. And that's why in the movie you see his little face like, because they wanted a genuine reaction out of him. True story. So, yes, they did. They get Batman nipples. I know. That's so wrong. So, yes. So, Die Hard, one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. Jingle All the Way, Schwarzenegger. I kind of like that. But, of course, the big plot hole in that is he was trying to buy this toy to get the whole movie. Whereas most parents, if they couldn't find that toy, they'd be like, here's a sweater, kid. Here's $20. Yeah, movie over. So, it's one of those things. So yeah, it surprised him. Authentic. It was a very authentic reaction. George Clooney, Alan Rickman was absolutely wonderful. Now I was in the same room with him, but never actually met him. 1993 Hong Kong, they were opening a Planet Hollywood restaurant. It was one of those things that was owned by actually Bruce Willis. Hey, we've gone first full circle, Bruce Willis, and a couple other places. Trading places. There you go. So that was a good movie. I like that one. That was really good. So one of the greatest villains ever. I liked the new Home Alone. I didn't hate it. So, but yeah, they were opening a Planet Hollywood up in Hong Kong in 1993, and I was on the street when Sylvester Stallone rolled up in a rickshaw. And they're like, some ladies out front. It's like, well, do you think it's politically correct for you to be riding a rickshaw? Well, I don't know, but it sure was fun. And so, that little velvet rope, they hold it open, and a bunch of people go through. And somehow I got pushed through, and I got to go in and meet a lot of stars that night. That was cool in the Planet Hollywood. They had Jean-Claude Van Damme up on stage with some bikini girls holding a meter stick and seeing how high he can kick up. And Jackie Chan just laughing his butt off at him. That was Wonderful night. Wonderful. And can't document one darn bit of it because, we didn't have cell phones and cell phone cameras back then. I didn't carry. I had a 110 Kodak, manual film camera, but I didn't have it with me anyway that night, so it doesn't matter. But holiday movies. The Grinch. Yes, that was a classic there. His heart grew 3 sizes bigger when he learned the value of Christmas. I'm pretty sure that's called cardiac arrest, and you should definitely see you get some medical help quick. Definitely. So, Gremlins, that was another holiday movie. Although I'm starting to think of Gremlins as the anti-vaxxers now. Instead of the horrible monsters that we get when we get them wet or they eat pizza, they just get polio, and because they didn't want to take the vaccines. So yeah. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which is again, the big plot hole there is that only female reindeer keep their antlers in the winter. That's true. So yeah, Gremlins, you're right. It absolutely does not hold up. You're right. So all those guys own stock and play. Yes, they did. They did. True story. So, and yeah, all the Planet Hollywoods. I've heard there might still be one left, like in the Caribbean somewhere, but I don't know that for a fact. So, as far as other holiday movies, let's see. There was a Harold and Kumar Christmas, which is again the plot hole. There is they just would have passed out in a bowl of Cheetos for the entire movie. Yeah. So, true story. So, in any case, so today I took myself a nice long scooter ride. Snarky, if I was in China, I would be an anti-vaxxer. No sign. Well, here's the thing. While I recognize that the China vaccine may not be the best, it was the only one. And so, yeah, it definitely does help. I'm not one of those people that thinks that it's just bad. All vaccines are good or bad. I think that we have vaccines for a reason. I think we have medical people for a reason. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So it was my holiday costume last year. Well, awesome. Cool. So I took myself a scooter ride. It was up to 16 degrees today, which apparently, according to Bowen, is down for Hong Kong. It's funny perspective. One of those things. So anyway, I wanted to ride out to the French concession area of Shanghai to get some cheese. Now, true enough, Shanghai does have 24 million people, and so you could pretty much buy cheese wherever you like, anytime you like. You want to go to the supermarket, it's there. You want to have it delivered through a little delivery driver, little YMI guys, no problem. I've told the story before how I was making some eggs, and I thought, you know what? These eggs would be pretty awesome if I added some cheese. So I, no problem. I pulled out my phone, got on my little app there called Erlama, which means, are you hungry? And ordered me some cheese, and my cheese arrived before I finished cooking my eggs. That's convenience. That's Shanghai for you. Love it. But unfortunately, cheese can be a little pricey. Tequila. So anyway, there's a lot of places in the old French concession area of Shanghai where you can find discount cheese shops. Good things. And of course, you're pretty much guaranteed that it's all real stuff. Whereas I used to live in Dongguan in southern China, and cheese, sometimes it was real and sometimes it wasn't. And here's the trick, by the way. If you happen to live in a lower tier city of China and you're not sure if the cheese is real or not, offer it to your cat. If your cat eats it, it's the real McCoy. If he sniffs it and walks away, nope, sorry. So snarky Chinese cheese. No, they got regular, European cheese, and they've got Russian cheese, American cheese, never heard of the brand of cheese, but it's all real. It's all good stuff. So anyway, I rode down the French concession area. It takes about 40 minutes ride from my apartment down there. Now the caveat is when you buy cheese down there, sometimes it's close to the expiration date, and I guess all the shops get them from there, the same location, because they usually have a run. They had the Philadelphia brand of cream cheese marked down to like 8 kwai a couple weeks back. Every shop had just like buckets of them, and that's just over $1 US. It's a great deal. Normally you'll pay like 40 RMB for something like that, which is closer to about 5. So anyway, rode down there, and yeah, it was about 16 degrees. That's about 60 degrees Fahrenheit for those of you who are still on the imperial system, or about 289 degrees Kelvin if you are a science geek. There you go. Anyway, the streets in Shanghai, they're great. They're absolutely wonderful. Stoplights, not so much. Bunny and I often complained about whenever we go somewhere, there's usually 1 or 2 stoplights, no matter what time you hit them, no matter how fast, slow you're going, or what color you're wearing, they're always red all the time, every single time. It's just, in a lot of countries, they kind of have like this algorithm to time it. So if you're going the speed limit, you might hit all of those green lights at the same time. That's not the case in Shanghai, or in a lot of China for that matter. It is what it is. So anyway, one of those lights is going to be at Fuxing Middle Road and Middle Huahai Road. I mean, you guys knew that, right? Of course you did. Of course you did. So anyway, since it's 16 degrees out, there's a lot of people out taking photos, and which is, that's just what they do. And it's one of those areas. It's kind of a cool, trendy area. They got the funky trees on the side of the road there. People go and take a lot of photos. So 40-minute scooter ride. So that's a wonderful ride, my friend. You get the breeze going at you. Of course, you got to wear a helmet now because they have the helmet laws in Shanghai. But yeah, it's just a great ride. You can kind of chill out, just kind of enjoy. It's a great ride. It's a wonderful ride. So anyway, but yeah, you see people out there taking photos all the time. They got the cameras with the lenses that are about, 13 kilometers long lenses. And of course, you got your Douyin girls. Anyone know what Douyin is? I think you guys probably do know. So, all right, let's turn on the sexy lights for a little while. So, the Douyin is basically TikTok. I mean, it's actually literally the same brand, same company, has TikTok in the West and Douyin in the East. So, what does it sound like? What is it? What it is sounds like Guy Fieri. Yeah. We had this conversation last week. Guy Fieri, he's one of those guys. He's kind of a chubby dude. He's got the bleach blonde hair. He does like different restaurant reviews. Yeah. True story. So anyway, you got your Douyin girls, and they're taking all sorts of videos and whatever else, for Douyin, which is usually what they'll do is they'll do some little dance, out there, and, post it up on TikTok, just 60 seconds or less. It is what it is. So anyway, there's a taller girl she's got her long quilt coat. It looks like a quilt, literally, and she takes it off so she can do her little dance, and of course for Douyin, that's how they always do it. If you've ever watched TikTok or Douyin in your life, you know what's going on. They got some girl in the little hoochie skirt. It looks like she somehow squeezed herself in a bright pink tube sock, and she starts dancing and gyrating for her little song on the side of the street because that's what you do. And, and of course she's out there, she's out there going to, doing a little dance like so. I think I just totally demonetized myself. Anyway, so she's doing her dance on the street corner while her friend videos it. And of course, I can't tell what she's dancing to again, because they'll probably add the music in post or whatever. But, she's moving and gyrating more than my cat when he wants wet food. He's going for it, or she's, doing it. For all I know, she's getting wet food at the end of her performance too. So yes, sexy. True. Wait, is the girl sexy or am I sexy? I choose to believe it was me. Yeah. So anyway, did you watch the new Matrix film? If you did, we were just talking about this earlier. It sucked. It was awful. The new Matrix movie completely had plot holes upon ruining the thing, rewriting, retconning things left and right, made no sense whatsoever in so many ways. And Neil Patrick Harris, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No. Oh, that was a pain to watch. Just ruined the first 3 Matrix movies for me. I never want to watch that again. I don't even want to think about it. Anyway, so girl's doing her little Douyin dance on there, just like my cat, gyrating for the wet food. She may be getting wet food in her performance too. We really don't know. And I'm just sitting there, just kind of waiting for the red light, 26, 25, 24, it's counting down. And of course, her whole thing is like 2 minutes or less. So, I'm basically there. And the irony is there's a Baoan sitting 3 feet away from her. Now, for those of you who don't know what a Baoan is, it's basically a Baoan is, how would you describe that? It's basically security guard that occasionally signs for packages and waves his hand occasionally at people. You try to walk away. Ooh. That's a Baoan. They're there. It's building security for wherever complex. It is what it is. So anyway, he's sitting on his little chair at the entrance of a right next to her, like 3 feet away from her bottom, on his chair as she's doing her little dance or whatever else for the videos. The girls take a few takes on their phone. They walk away, and the Baoan is sitting there smiling just like the Grinch. Yeah. And his heart probably grew 3 sizes bigger too. Well, maybe his heart. Who knows? So, yeah, that was one of those things. So I don't understand why they destroy the entire franchise like that. Even Keanu should have alone. He doesn't need it. I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true, that the Wachowski brothers, now the Wachowski sisters, supposedly they kind of dropped the hint in the movie that Warner Brothers is making it anyway, with or without them. So Lana Wachowski decided to make it anyway and decided to make it terrible so no one else would retread on the Matrix movies for the rest of eternity. It's kind of just a big FU, so to speak. That's the rumor I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I've heard. So, yeah. So, anyway, got down to the French concession, bought myself some cheese, got some great deals, brought it home. So, yeah. Yahoo. So, that's what I've done today. Looking forward, I mentioned before, we got 2 weeks until the Chinese New Year break. Now, for those of you living in anywhere else other than China or in other parts of Asia where they actually celebrate Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, basically they give you like an entire, almost a month off. And so we got 2 weeks to go. So we have finals, and then kids are out. They've already mentally checked out as it is. So I've got my final exams coming up this coming week. And then we have about another week and a half of school left. So to keep them engaged, I've got my regular summative tasks. I've got like 1 per unit. That's 4 per semester, 8 per year. So I've got my final task for them. And so I'm going to try to keep them busy doing a TED Talk. It should be interesting. Yeah. Now, I do I was going to say I teach English, but it's not entirely true. I teach literature, which is actually a lot more difficult than just regular English. It's not just nouns, verbs, adverbs, and the occasional gerund. It's actually reading books, drinking coffee, and doing a little analysis on them. So that's always fun. Right now, we're reading a book called The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, which is written from the point of view of an autistic child. And so we're going to be doing a TED Talk video, a TED Talk style video, my grade 8 literature students. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up like this black screen in the classroom. I've got all the little poles in the black screen. I'm going to set that up with a video camera, the microphone, the whole 9 yards, the whole gambit. And we're going to do a TED Talk style video. And the task on this, of course, was to educate, inform, or provide life tips for someone suffering from autism or another similar type of disorder, similar to the book we're reading, which again, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. If you guys haven't read that yet, it is a great book. I absolutely recommend it. Now, I wouldn't recommend it from, Bunny texted me. So, okay. So I'll respond to you later, sweetie. If you're still listening, if you're not, then I'll respond to you later. Anyway, so great book, but there is a lot of language, a few F-bombs, C-bombs, etc. in there. So I wouldn't recommend it for any classes under 8th grade. But we're going to do like a TED Talk video talking about some of these. And I told them, I want you to give me like a 3 to 5 minute video about autism, Asperger's. But if there's any other disorder you want to talk about to educate, provide life tips, et cetera, for, then clear with me beforehand. And so naturally, somewhat, I had one girl ask me to talk about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Sure, yeah, no problem. That's cool. That's a similar disorder. We can buy that. And I had another boy. If he asks, he can talk about another disorder. And I'm like, sure. What is it? And he asks, well, can I script my video? And I'm like, well, yes, I suppose so. But what are you wanting to do a video about? Again, we're doing the videos in class, black screen, microphone. So everybody's kind of on the, equal footing, as it were. And he says he wants to do a video and talk about a disorder called flatulent Tourette's syndrome. Huh? Flatulent Tourette's. I had to ask him what it was. I looked it up and I just couldn't find I couldn't find it. Granted, sometimes you can't find the things on the internet in China, so it is what it is. And he informs me that instead of Tourette's, where you're cursing uncontrollably, it's when you fart uncontrollably. 8th graders, yay, gotta love them. Of course, if they're farting uncontrollably, I suspect half of the population in my school is suffering that disorder. I don't think it's a real thing, by the way. I think he's just messing with me. Kids, they do things. They want to turn everything into a joke, right? And so, I'm a bit confused on what he's planning on doing. Does he want to just, fart in the microphone for 3 to 5 minutes? I don't know. The sad part is when I'm looking at the grading criteria, he could literally do that and pass the task. Let's see, keep the audience engaged. Yep. Age appropriate, 12 to 14 years. Yep. Educator informed. Possibly. Assuming he didn't shard himself in the process, which I suppose could be educational, leading to that the golden of all lessons we've all learned at some point in our life. Never trust a fart. True story. True story. So, yeah. That's kind of an interesting turnabout. So it seems like caused by swallowing it. Yeah. Eating a bunch of funky stuff, I guess. So reminds me of that one song. They say, how funky is your chicken? You just want to answer, well, I don't know. Should I say my chicken's very funky, not funky enough? So if it gives you gas, is it really funky? I don't know. Who knows? It's one of those things. Yeah, kids are great though. I love my kids. Grades 6, 7, and 8. They're absolutely wonderful. So yesterday I went to the traditional Chinese practitioner. That's always fun. I've been going for about 3 years actually now. It's a husband and wife team. They're absolutely wonderful people. It takes us, the opposite direction of the French concession, but it takes us a little while to get up there. And they've been giving us some treatments for various things. The husband does these big, powerful massages. It makes me scream like a little girl. And of course, the wife does acupuncture with these long, sharp, pointy needles that also makes me scream like a little girl. So kind of fun stuff. So all the while, their kids are trying to shove some unidentified food in my mouth while I'm laying there with my eyes closed. So not really sure why I lay there with my eyes closed. It seems less awkward that way. But yeah. Anyway, after the massage, they usually give me these this heat treatment with these big ass incense sticks. It looks like an Olar Presidente. What is an Olar Presidente, you ask Snarky? Well, let me tell you, it's basically this Dominican cigar. It's about as big around as a toilet paper roll. Smells a bit better. So anyway, last week, actually a couple weeks ago, after the treatment, they were using that. They got that big old incense, and they're kind of just going round and around, and he accidentally fried my belly. I got a nice little owie on my belly. See that? Yeah. So fun times. Anyway, so yeah, he accidentally set my belly on fire, and in the process, what he was doing, because I have the broken ribs on this side, he was taking Baiju, which is Chinese whiskey. You guys know what Baiju is? Does everybody know what Baiju is? Okay, for those of you who don't know, Baiju, we'll take a little detour here, is like a clear rice wine or like a Chinese whiskey. It's usually white. It contains anywhere from like 30% up to like, I don't know, 7,000% alcohol or something like that. And yeah, some of that stuff is good and some of it tastes like paint thinner. But anyway, he was putting on my side and literally lighting me on fire. Literally. And oddly enough, my ribs are feeling a lot better. So yeah, there we have it. Anyway, so where are we going for real? 2022. We're here. Welcome 2022. If it's not 2022 where you live, you're a time traveler. Welcome to Earth. Please put money on Tesla stock for me. I'll pay you back. That'd be awesome. So yeah. So the CNY is coming up. I'd love to go to Hong Kong, but I don't because of the quarantine. That's not going to happen this year. I'm making up a new channel for just writing because I'm very passionate about my writing. I enjoy that with the kids. Creative writing, thesis, paragraphs, outlines. I'm starting a channel I'm going to call 1 Hot Minute Writing. And yes, that is a blatant homage to Red Hot Chili Peppers. So still been doing the intermittent fasting thing. One of my girls, an Iranian girl in my class, she said, "Oh, Mr. Jimmy, it looks like you've lost weight." Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, I've been working on it. It's not easy because my canteen at the school tries to overfeed me all the time. I tell them I don't want any rice, and they, okay, that means 4 scoops for you, sir. And which would be great on lasagna day, but it doesn't seem to happen any other time. So go figure. It would be nice because I'd like to buy some more clothes at some point. So but yes, I'm going to be making a lot more videos. I've unfortunately neglected my channel too much last year. Thanks, Mom, for stealing my video mojo. Appreciate that. But it is what it is. So yeah, that's where we're at. And that's been our Snarky Guy 2021 update. So next week, I hope to have some guests. So it should be pretty fun. Outside of that, I appreciate you guys joining me. Like anything else, always carry your can of sardines. You never know when they'll come in handy. And we'll catch you guys next week right here on the Snark Lounge. Thanks for dropping by, guys. We'll catch you later. And I think we're clear. We are clear. There is no more. The line has been